Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kaye Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
We're live.
Miracles do happen.
I don't even know what that is. The first backup didn't work.
Are you still on time? No.
We're on no, we were. We started at 7:30. We did.
Yeah.
It's just the intro.
It takes a little bit. For
But here's the deal. Never mind. I feel like I feel like the opposite Rick Warren, where he wrote a book called The Purpose-Driven Life, and I feel like I'm living an excuse-driven life. Got up early. Bridget taking the children this morning. Got in here early. Started to set up everything, and then all of a sudden, halfway through, before y'all got here, Optimum decided to go out. And so I think them and a certain power company may be working hand in hand these days. Nothing on the linemen, those guys, not their fault. But sometimes the leadership starts at the top, and we'll see what happens.
And I just got my Wednesday wisdom.
What is it? There to see. This is why we do these things. It's a positive show, by the way. You want to go ahead and just throw it out? Let's put it down.
Sure.
Here it is.
You can either be in bed, blaming, making excuses, or denial. So are you in bed this morning?
No.
Or are you going to pick up an oar and do something about it? Take ownership, accountability, and responsibility.
I remember this. We had a graphic.
Yeah. Bed and oar.
This morning you may need an oar, by the way.
Now, I'm in my bed and I'm using my oar.
Yeah, this morning you may need an oar. It was raining pretty good. I switched the car seats out and put bread. That's more Wednesday wisdom, by the way, that you'll have to get to. But I switched. But that Wednesday wisdom requires a little bit of extra cash. But moved the car seat, and I didn't realize how hard it was raining this morning.
It's raining pretty good.
And as I came out of the neighborhood, there was parts of the neighborhood that were starting to flood. And I believe this morning, and I did not look, I had a little alert, but I believe we may be
I was
under
looking for my trees this morning.
Wait, did you lose more?
No, she didn't want to run into one.
I was following somebody out this morning, so.
Do you ever get behind someone, and are you a pretty soft-spoken, happy driver, or do you like, come on, go? Do you ever? What's the Kaye Boehning?
He's that way.
You're just like whatever.
Drive.
She drives very fast. She usually goes around people.
Rick,
I don't go around people in the neighborhood. I go around people when there's 4 lanes.
I will be honest. I go around people in the neighborhood sometimes because
I go over them.
Now, I might take a different turn and go a different way in the neighborhood when somebody's going like 10 miles an hour. I will take a different turn to go around them.
I'll go around them. I'm just being honest because I think of it like the cars go around the golf carts.
I will go around a golf cart.
So at that moment, if you're driving 10 miles an hour through a neighborhood that's 25 or 30, you're essentially a golf cart. I'm going around you. If it's clear.
Yeah, if it's clear.
If it's clear.
There's a lot of hills and curves.
See, I got some acceptance from Kaye on this one. She said, if it's clear, I got approval. If it's clear, and they're 10 miles an hour, right, Kaye? But 11, no, absolutely not.
I haven't gotten approval for anything since 2005.
Well,
yes, you did. You got approval when you said I do. That was
2005.
Yes, but I approved that. You should say I approve.
You know,
can say I do.
one day, Rick, you'll stumble upon a notebook and it'll have like a ledger of approvals and disapprovals. Do you keep that, Kaye?
Now, there'll be a giant notebook of disapprovals and just one sheet.
It'll say Kaye Boehning, property of Kaye Boehning. It'll have a lock on it. It's kind of like a little diary. It'll have a lock on it, and it'll say the approvals of Rick Boehning or the ledger of Rick Boehning. And there'll be a section of approvals and but I would imagine that the approvals far exceed the disapprovals. Okay, see, we're making it nice now.
Yeah, most of the time we pretty much agree on the same things.
Definitely agree on the same shirts, by the way.
Yeah, we'll do it, honey. We'll do it.
I always wondered why the back of your seat, Rick, there's this impression of a twisted finger.
That's what it
like
is.
a crossed finger. I was like, why does that seat have this weird impression in it? It's from you crossing your fingers all the time back there. Well, hey, welcome in. We are under a flood watch today until tonight at 9 p.m. A lot of rain in the area. That will continue throughout the day as you're waking up to showers. By the way, rain's going to stay in the forecast all week through the weekend. Monday night, we may have a brief moment of clearing, but then the National Weather Service is saying rain is still in the forecast on Tuesday as well. So we are kind of set up in that wet, cool pattern. And you know what, though? I'll take the cool right now because normally this time of the year it's blistering hot. And it has actually been a very reasonable, besides, of course, Hurricane Beryl that came through as a tropical storm here, it's been a very reasonable July. It hasn't been terribly hot this summer. I'll take that any day. Well, it's thanks to the cloud cover and the rain. And for you, Rick, it's good because the candy's not melting. When you freeze dry the candy, does it ever have a chance of melting? Is there anything that could happen where it would melt?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well, when certain things have chocolate in them, and if it gets too warm, it tends to melt.
Okay, all right. That's our show.
That's it?
I'm
We're
out
done?
of words.
Okay.
I'm out of words. I got my blood results back this morning. Actually, I got them back a week ago.
I got vampired too.
Man, that's a pretty brutal. Did they miss?
No.
She just bruises easily.
Ah.
That's why I try not to hit her.
Well, I got mine back, and there was some weird thing that I've never seen before. I sent it to Bridget because Bridget's like the expert at all this stuff. Like my ALT is high, and that's typically high. It's just because I don't eat right, so I'm used to that one. It wasn't bad. 63, 5 to 63 is like the what do they call that? What do they call it in science? I forget the word.
The median?
The median. See, I knew you would because this is you.
I'm a smart guy.
I know, I'm not. It's usually 5 to 6. Mine was 68. Nothing terrible, but, it's just because I ate a lot of fried foods that aren't good for you. But then there was something weird that I've never heard of before, EOS percentage. And anything that involves a percentage, I'd feel like it's pretty low anyways for me. It's never 100%. It used to be 110%. Now it's more like 5 or 6%. The tank's about half out. It's more than half out of gas all the time. Well, this EOS percentage is something to do with cortisol levels and all sorts of stuff.
That's stress hormone.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% stress hormone, and you would think it would be high if you were stressed out. The median, is that right? Medium or median?
Median.
With an N.
Yeah.
The median is 0.9 to 7. Got a pretty good scale there.
Yeah.
Mine was 0.2. So, but it was just a hair off. Just a hair off. So, see, at least I'm not in the extreme. It's just a little tad off. But I sent it to Bridget, and Bridget knew right away. She's like, EOS is your stress. And so there you go. That's the
So you have no stress?
No stress, yeah. Wow. I don't know. I think a low one means you're stressed. It's just kind of weird. I wish I
need
had
to
no
send her
stress.
mine because mine said I had a low salt. My salt level was low.
Have you seen this woman eat?
Eat those freeze-dried dill pickles that
No,
Rick makes.
She's put salt on everything.
And your salt level was low?
No,
Yeah.
This said my salt level
Everything.
was low.
She puts salt on ice cream.
Well, how does that
I
work?
do not put salt on ice cream.
How does that? Salt on ice cream is good sometimes. Actually, the big chunks of salt, have you ever had that?
Mm-mm.
It's actually pretty good. Try it. Now, Kaye's going to try it.
She will. You're talking about rock salt.
Rock salt, yeah, the big chunks of salt. Yeah, the rock salt's pretty good. But see, Bridget she's so good at this stuff. She said probably caused from your cortisol, which stress can cause high cortisol. And then she says causing low eosinophils. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Eosinophils?
Is that how you say it?
Does
Eosinophils?
it start with an E?
Yes.
Eosinophils.
So high cortisol causes low eosinophils. So that's the word today. Are you high cortisol, low eosinophil?
No.
No, I'm not. Anyways, I don't even know. We're trying to be funny today, and it's not working. So we're just gonna shut it off today, Rick. I'm
That's
sorry.
it? We're done?
Yeah, got a lot of things to do. I'm gonna get around to it later. So
Yeah, you got it right there in your hand.
we do want to welcome you in. We're having fun this morning, by the way. Thanks for joining us as we cruise along here, getting started this morning, episode 315 with Rick and Kaye Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. We always appreciate them. A big shout out to Paul Oley.
We love you, Paul.
We love you, buddy. Paul Oley, the gallery. I love how this just flows now. Paul Oley, the gallery for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. It's Paul Oley, located at 1201 University. A big shout out as well to Elliott's Jewelers and Elliott Herzlich online at elliottjewelers.com for all your jewelry needs. And as I just said, our wonderful Wednesdays always brought to you by our great friends Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are the early childhood development experts here in this community. Love our children being over there, Caden and Braylon. Today they're going in a little bit later. They'll be there before 9, but they're going in a little bit later today because Bridget doesn't have to go until 10. So she said, I'll take the children this morning. I said, great. That means I can get up and get moving and and then show up to no internet at the studio. But it works out. So how have you guys been? It's been a week. Everything going good?
Yeah.
You have to say something.
She is. She said, yeah, this is all right. Well, it's not like I'm, hey, Kaye, how's your week been? Is it good? And then she's going to go into a novel, Rick.
Well,
She should. She's very good at monologuing.
next week might be very interesting because I went to the eye doctor yesterday.
Oh,
He's
no.
going to do some sort of procedure if my insurance will pay for it. So
She's going to have an eye patch. Be a pirate.
Are you really going to have the patch?
It'll be one on each eye. It'll be 2 weeks.
Well, if
yeah, I have to have a
one patch on each eye? Well, you can't see then.
No. 1 week, it's one eye.
Okay.
Next week, it's the other eye.
I'm nervous over
They're
here.
going to put a mesh on my eye, on each each eyeball, but they'll only do one at a time.
Does your eyeball have a hernia?
No,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
no, I have
Her
something
eyeball
called.
has wrinkles.
No, I'm sorry
Yeah.
that this is I'm not making fun, but
I can't.
when I hear,
can't see. Everything's blurry.
when I hear mesh, I think of hernia, and I was like, wow, are they discovering hernias in eyeballs now? They're going to put the
That's
mesh.
when you're reading really hard.
So a wrinkle in the eye. Can you enlighten us about this if you don't mind?
I guess I have
not-
wrinkled corneas.
Really?
They're
And they're
wrinkled.
Never
They're
heard
going
of
to
that.
put a mesh over my eye that has stem cells in it and see if they can reconstruct part of my eyeball.
De-wrinkle it.
Yeah.
If they can de-wrinkle.
Um,
Could you get like oil of Olay and just like put it in there real good? That may be cheaper.
but if my
May burn.
if my pupil starts to scar, then I won't be able to see at all.
Oh no. Yeah.
Eventually.
You need to get that checked out then.
So
I had an opportunity when I was in Fargo to get LASIK. If I would have stayed there, I didn't. But that was part of the incentive package was you get certain perks. And one of the perks was LASIK Eye Center there was a big sponsor of athletics. And they said, hey, after a year you can get free LASIK surgery. And that's one thing I was like, man, I wish I would have stayed there because I would have got – and things right now are, as I get older, they get a little bit blurry. I went to an eye doctor probably 5 years ago. I always thought I had great vision because I can read and see stuff. I can read that sign over there that says 1208, that says hours, that says Toledo Finance, Monday through Friday.
All I see is this big white thing.
Yeah. But I can read that. It says 8:30 to 5:30 hours. I can barely make that out. And a lot of people said, man, if you can read that without glasses, you got pretty good vision. Well, I'm telling you, when I went to the eye doctor and he told me your vision isn't perfect, and then they did all those little lenses and all that stuff through the little viewfinder, all of a sudden I'm like, wow, that's really sharp. He goes, yeah, it's because your eyes aren't as good as you thought they were. And so he gave me some glasses, and I'm going to tell you, like that, I could see that crystal clear with those glasses from this far away. And it became a problem when I was broadcasting because I'd look down, especially like when I was broadcasting for Sam Houston. We played NRG Stadium with the Battle of the Piney Woods and SFA. We're way up high. I mean, horribly high up there. Looking down, I feel for the radio guy for the Houston, Texas, Mark Vandermeer, because he's way on top of the stadium. How you think they'd give that guy a really good vantage point? But as you're looking down, I mean, the field is like this big now because you're up so high, and those numbers are so hard. And I was messing up numbers left and right. And once I put the glass, I was like, wow, this is a night and day difference. It's amazing how that works. So, I'm glad you're getting that taken care of. When is that? Is that supposed to happen next week?
Monday.
So you may not be here Wednesday.
Oh, she'll be here.
I'll probably be here.
She'll just be a pirate.
You'll be wearing the patch. All right, so if you see Kaye next week with the patch, please
Say R.
Say R first of all. But please bring we need some sympathy items to come in, for Kaye. So please, Kaye, what's your favorite thing to eat? Favorite food, Kaye?
Steak.
Yeah.
All right.
I like kolaches. For breakfast. I like steak. I like eggs. I mean,
Okay, someone down there is hearing this right now. We're putting it down. Pick it up. Steak and eggs Wednesday morning next week for Kaye. And that'll be our get
maybe
well
my
soon.
husband will take me to breakfast. on
I might
Wednesday.
after.
Probably a Cafe Texan. Have
Yeah.
you been this week?
No, not this week. We were there Saturday.
Okay, I just got to make sure if you're not there, it kind of makes me
Well,
nervous.
I did
Sometimes
go
we go on
yesterday with
Sunday.
someone. So
Well, I was busy yesterday, so if she went, I didn't.
yeah,
All right.
I had lunch with a friend yesterday.
My sister's chiming in this morning. She says, wait till you get to bifocals like your old sis. LOL.
I've had LASIK. I used to have Coke bottle bottoms.
Does it? And the LASIK works pretty well,
you see
right?
me wearing glasses?
No. So obviously it works.
Well, I need them to read.
Can it ever go back, though, once they do the LASIK? Can it get worse again? And
Only if she hits you upside the head.
you start seeing stars. All right. Well, again, welcome in. Do us a favor this morning, Huntsville. A lot of folks already joining us across the social media streams. Please hit like and share and help us promote the positive happening here in Huntsville. A lot of things going on in our community. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And, hey, today we're excited. Our real estate expert, Terri Coleman, is here with us. And I'm excited to not only see Terri and talk to her, but to see what jewelry she has on today. It's always a big thing. It's a big event here on this show because Terri has a different necklace, sometimes different rings, sometimes different bracelets. We'll see what she's got today here in just a few moments. Let us know that you're out there, though. Send those comments in. We'll get to those on the back end of the show as well, and continue to let us know that you are out there this morning. Hey, we're going to give away. I still have a little bit of Double Day. Rick, can you show that real quick? I did not forget. Rick Rick got his double. What did you get? I forgot. Was it a
You
pizza
gave
or
me
money?
I got pizza.
Ah, okay. Got a free pizza at Double Dave's. So Rick will be taking you to lunch today. So just call
no,
him
no, I won't.
negative, no lunch.
I have got to do stuff today.
We went over there and ate yesterday after Ambassadors. I'm going to tell you, Kathleen does such a wonderful job over there. She gives back to the community so much. And the buffet is really good and just loved it. And I don't ever eat the dessert pizza with the icing. I ate some of that. Done. Man, that stuff is good. Mm-hmm. So go over to Double Dave's. Let Kathleen take care of you, whether you have Rick's gift certificate or not.
Well, we were missing the gift certificate. We were going to go get pizza.
Yeah, we were going to go
overnight.
get pizza over the weekend, and I forgot to pick it up.
Well,
Entirely
that's all right.
my fault.
Well, I had it ready for you. So, hey, keyword continues. We're going to give away some Double Dave's cash today. Cash gift certificate to use whatever you'd like over there. And all you got to do is text in the keyword Rick.
Is picnic.
Well, Picnic Rick.
All one word.
I should have made it Picnic Rick. But PICNIC, Picnic, along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number 936-339-0139. Again, Picnic. We'll give away some more Double Daves today. And all you got to do is text in Picnic along with your name. That number, once again, 936-339-0139. It's always
Be Rick Nick.
Ricknick.
Ricknick. We'll do that one.
Why?
That would be too hard. People
It
would get
would.
tongue twisted. That's like my customers I told you back in the day when I had my IT business.
Yeah, Betty.
Bob, you remembered.
Bob and Betty.
We had customers literally named Bob and Betty Bitter. I was like, that's a horrible last name, poor folks. But they were very nice. You know, it was like an opposite day with their last name every day. They were very nice. And we had made up a tongue twister that was Bob bit Betty Bitter, but Betty bit Bob better. And we used to say that all the time in the IT business. So if your name's Bob and Betty Bitter, there you go. Betty bit Bob better, but Bob bites Betty Bitter. I don't know why that's funny, but I thought it was. Show is always on a Wednesday.
I've heard that tongue twister before. I still can't say it.
It's brought to you, today's show, Wonderful Wednesdays, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Over 25 years of excellence here in Huntsville and throughout Walker County. Please visit them online at tomorrowspromise.info. And very soon, Braylon's coming to the recording studio. We're going to have some new spots that you'll be hearing here coming up pretty soon. So I'm excited. Little Braylon, you're going to hear a little children's voice on there, Kaye. Caden is getting close, but no cigar yet. We'll have to get – well, I hope he never has cigars, but, here in the next couple of months.
Cupid doll.
Yeah.
No Cupid doll.
Light up cigarettes. The candy cigarettes. Do you ever have?
I've actually got some of those on my dresser at home.
Yeah, I bet you do, Rick. We'll take a quick
We had a discussion about it, and I think Tammy brought me some candy cigarettes.
Probably so. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us. More to come as we're having fun here on this wonderful Wednesday. Short show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Welcome back out of time now. 7:56, Kaye. We got back before 7:57. Can you believe it? 7:56 on National Tequila Day. All right.
Is that what today is?
Today's National Tequila Day. I was wondering why everybody was acting kind of strange.
Well, is that part of the National Self-Care Day?
It is. Yeah, that's good, Kaye. Today is also International Self-Care Day. Hey, it's National Thermal Engineer Day for all you thermal engineers out there. Man, it's your day today. It's like, I wonder if there's someone that's like the Yeti CEO or one of those guys, like Arctic. They woke up this morning and their significant other was like, "Hey, honey, it's your day today." Oh, yes, it's National Thermal Engineer Day today. Pretty exciting day for you guys. But, oh, man, this stuff is so commercialized, I think. That's the only reason they do it. It's also National Drive-Thru Day today, National Cousins Day also. There was a Primo is, I think, Spanish for cousin, and there's a water company called Primo Water, and I was like, that's your cousin's water because it's Primo Water.
So you need to grab your cousin, go through the drive-through tequila place.
Which we have one here, basically.
Yes, we do.
and engage in some self-care before you take your flight to commemorate Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, it's National Amelia Earhart Day today. Man, you could literally do all of it today, Kaye. I love this. So, all right. Well, welcome in. Back as we continue on. Check out who's here today, Miss Terri Coleman. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Are you finally like out of vacation mode after this? You know, we talked a while back. It was vacation.
I was going a lot.
It's been a while though, since we've seen you. But as the vacation, is the mindset still like vacation mode, or is it like?
No, now it's let's get down to work. Let's get some business done before my next vacation, which will be in September.
Where's that one?
We're going to Branson.
Oh, Branson,
Branson, Missouri. Just a little short trip.
Have y'all been before?
It's been many, many years ago. Like our boys were little kids back. So
awesome.
So this time around, we're going with my brother-in-law and his wife, and my sister-in-law and her husband, and the three of them have not been together since 2012. So it's kind of a little family sibling reunion in Branson, Missouri.
Wonderful. Well, she is here, Terri Coleman, our real estate expert here on Hello Huntsville. Always great to catch up with Terri once a month or so, and a lot going on in the real estate world. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But as always, before we get started, what do you got for us?
Well, whether you need to borrow a cup of sugar or just have some real estate questions, I'm your next door agent.
I need a little sugar. Can you pass that over here?
I can. There's your whole cup.
You know that they had that salt called Lucas.
Is that sugar?
Yeah.
Okay, I was out of sugar, so I put flour in it. You didn't have to throw me under the bus, Kaye.
Wait, so we can change it.
I figured by now no one would be able to see that and tell it wasn't sugar, except Kaye right next to me. Thank you very much.
My eyeballs aren't working very well, so I was like,
no, it's powdered sugar. This morning, it's powdered
That's
sugar.
right, it's powdered sugar.
Hey,
stuff's blurry, so I was like, is that real sugar?
I was thinking it too. Now you could have said, if you're feeling sour, have a little flour.
Yes, I could have said that, but I'm not as quick on my feet as you are.
That's all right. That was a bad one anyway. So, all right. Well, she is here, Terri Coleman. Right. Always good to catch up with you.
Totally stemmed from the eyesight problems I'm having.
All right, so
it's powdered sugar.
I have to make a note. Go buy sugar before the next show, because you know what? Honestly, I think this is my second show to have flour and not sugar.
Really, I didn't notice it last time. Well,
I know. Only Kaye would notice it and dump me under the bus.
So one time, Terri, when she brought the shug, she had left the cup on the table, and I had somebody come into the studio, and it's
I asked you about it.
Was that you that did that? Were you the one that turned?
You're the one that dumped it?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
dump
you
it.
didn't dump. So
Okay.
this is where I'm going with it. It had been left over there. We just left it there. We thought, well, maybe somebody needs sugar. They'll walk by the studio. Oh, I need sugar. Well, someone it's like the places that have that red button that says don't press the red button.
Everyone presses it.
And everyone will press the red button. Well, there's always somebody that will pick up things. And I was like, this is not Dairy Queen with the Blizzard where you turn it upside down. They turned it upside down. They thought it was they thought it was fake. And when they turned it up, they're like, it's not coming out. And then bumped it and it goes poof everywhere.
Sounds like something Kyle would do.
Yeah. That's Kyle Kreiner?
Sounds like a Kyle.
Well, Terri, what do you got? You have such beautiful jewelry on today. What do you have for us today?
Well, okay. So this has become such a thing. Before I left this morning, I was like, okay, what piece of jewelry am I going to wear? Well, I think I've worn. Max needs to buy me some new jewelry because I think I've worn it all on this show. So the only thing I have, which I have worn before on here, is this little pinky ring, which is unique. It's unusual.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that ring? You made a comment?
Yeah.
And it was, I used to own the Raven Antique Store, and that was a ring that one of the dealers had in there, and so I loved it. It was unusual, and I bought it.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I remember this one.
It's kind of like a flower.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's kind of like what's in that cup. It's great.
Yeah.
Now, this necklace, though, I don't know if I've ever seen it,
No,
though.
this is new. It's just a costume jewelry.
Yeah,
that
I like
got
it.
somewhere. But I liked it because of Sam Houston. It's orange on one side,
Yeah.
kind of orange, and so I wore my Sam Houston colors and my Sam Houston
Eat 'em up,
necklace.
cats.
That's
And
right.
It was media day yesterday, too, up in Frisco. The Coach Keeler was up there with a couple of players, so you got to get a little bit of insight on the Cats. Well, it's really cool. And for those of you that are just joining, like, why are we talking about jewelry and all this? So, I thought she was a real estate expert. Well, she's also the jewelry expert on the show.
Right.
We'll get her and Elliot together sometime. Max, by the way, Max is here. Your wonderful husband's here. Max, Elliot, you can go to elliotsjewelers.com and set up that appointment today, Max.
That's right.
Yeah, he said he's got the coffee cup out in the car. So, but in all seriousness, when we have Terri on, this started months ago, and I noticed a different necklace. I said that's beautiful, and then every week or every month it's a different piece of jewelry.
Something different.
So
Yeah,
that's how it
I have to
started.
remember.
Well, what's going on in the real estate world? We talked just a couple of weeks ago. I know we wanted to have you on a couple times this month to make up for the time you missed when you're on vacation, but it seems like there's still a pretty good inventory out there. I'm driving around Elkins. There's a lot of homes for sale. Can you give us some updates maybe over the last couple of weeks?
Mm-hmm. So we do have a good inventory, lots to pick from. Of course, Huntsville is booming. More and more companies are coming in, more commercials coming in to Huntsville, so it's growing. And we have 5 new subdivisions coming in that's going to be on the ground building. So you have a variety of brand new homes or homes that are resale homes, what we call resale homes. So you have a lot to choose from. Probably the biggest thing right now, we touched on it about the lawsuit against NAR.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask about that.
So, we're getting into kind of a different season, a different mindset, a different season. Of course, all the paperwork has changed. When I first started in the business, the contract was 1 page. Now we're at 18 pages, and things are changing.
Back in the day, I was going to, not your time certainly, but I would assume way back in the day, it was just a handshake. No, back in the day, it was the government saying, hey, we'll give you 50 acres if you move here.
That's right.
We don't have those days anymore.
No, we don't.
Can you give us some, and Kaye may not be aware of this because I know you weren't here when she was talking about this, but this is a pretty big deal in the real estate with this lawsuit. So maybe explain it again and for folks like Kaye and maybe others that don't know about what's going on.
So this is a big deal. And, I say it's a big deal. The media has made it a big deal. But I would be glad to explain it to anyone. You can call me. I can, help you through all the steps, whatever. But what it's going to be is now, always before, when you listed your house, Kaye, you paid 6% commission. That was just the average. Now, maybe your realtor made you a deal and only charged you 5, or maybe she charged you 8. Whatever, commission's always been negotiable, but the standard rate has been 6%. The listing office received 3%, and the selling office was given 3%. Right. So now with this lawsuit, they said that it was price fixing, and so is what they did, and so they won. And so now all the media is saying that the sellers do not have to pay the buyer's real estate agent, selling office. And that is true. You don't have to, but you're also going to reduce the number of buyers that come in to see your house. Mm-hmm. So you have to make a decision. Do I still want to pay 2%, 3%, 5% to the selling office and have more buyers coming in to see my house? Or do I only want to pay my agent, the listing agent, and you pretty much will not have hardly any buyers coming to look at your house? That's basically it. The other way what's gonna happen is in your contract, and that process seems to trigger people where they're like, well, I'm not going to pay that buyer's agent. But now what's going to happen is we're going to put in your contract concessions. Like, so I'll say, okay, do you want to give a concession for carpet, or do you want to give a concession for landscaping? Well, this is just going to be, okay, we're going to have a concession for the buyer's agent. It's just going to be terminology reworded.
Yeah, because you have a certain clientele that are looking for houses, and you may have 50 people looking for houses, where this real estate agent over here may have another 50 people looking for houses. And so now you have 100 people looking for your house at your house. And so
exactly,
it makes sense to have you get some of it and they get some of it, because they're bringing the buyer to you.
Exactly. It's just going to be worded differently. Now it's going to be concessions versus paying for that the buyer's agent.
I'll say this, probably because Terri can't, so I'm going to say it. I'm not a real estate expert. I'm not a realtor, which is a trademarked word, I believe. I'm not a real estate agent. Just give them 3% like you always have. Keep it simple, you know. I know the wording's in the contracts. Just continue with the 6%, 3 to the buyer, 3 to the seller. Hey, if you really, really like your agent, why don't you give them 5 or 6 extra %? You know, that wouldn't
exactly. Hey,
they
we'll
wouldn't
take
mind
that
either. So, but this is a pretty big deal, and again, Terri can go into details more about it if you just call her directly. You can go to her website, by the way. Love your website. It's so easy to navigate. See all the listings. It's myrealtorterri.com. myrealtorterri.com again is all the information that you'll need regarding Terri Coleman. Terri, as you talked about neighborhoods moving in, I know the big talk here in Huntsville has been the one coming in on 30 as you drive outside of town. Do you have any details or any knowledge about what's going on out there?
Not any that I can reveal right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's all I can say, is not any that I can reveal right now.
So we know that there is a development coming in there. I think a lot of people in town are like, oh, the trees are going away, and it's, you know, and I've gotten to this discussion before, like, I would love, and maybe there is, I would love for there to be like, hey, leave 30% of the trees or whatever. But then on the same token, it's like, it's your land.
Exactly.
You should kind of be able to do what you want with it. And I remember years ago, I told a guy, he was complaining about something that was going on, and this guy had a pretty good chunk of change. He's like, I can't believe they're doing this next door to me and all that. I said, well, you have money. Why didn't you buy it?
Exactly.
Then it wouldn't have happened. And when you do buy it, call Terri. She'll help you with the transaction.
That's right.
So, well, outside of, you know, these changes and new developments coming in, what are some other things that you're seeing in the market right now, especially in this area?
Well, right now I have quite a few buyers that are out there looking. So I'm needing more listings. So I'll just be honest, I need some more listings to connect these buyers with. And I have buyers from all price ranges, as well as some commercial buyers. So just kind of a variety out there doing that. Not that I'm not showing other agents listings, I am, but it always helps to have your own, especially during this time when people aren't understanding what's happening in the market. But let me tell you something I am going to do.
Sure, yeah.
I started this, and I did it twice, so I need to get better at it. And then the hurricane hit, and so I haven't been back to it yet. But I am going to get it. It's going to start next Wednesday. It's called Sneak a Peek Wednesday. And we're going to emphasize a subdivision. The first one I did, I emphasized Elkins Lake, showed everything that Elkins Lake had to offer, promoted Elkins Lake, did the same thing for Texas Grand Ranch. And then I will also be doing sneak a peek of a different home.
Oh, awesome.
Different homes where you can go in and see. And then that particular home will be a home that I'm doing an open house on that weekend. So so that's my real estate part. But then I'm also going to be, like you're featuring Huntsville, and how on my sneak a peek I may be talking about Huntsville and why you want to come to Huntsville and what's here to offer Huntsville.
I
So
think that'd be great for
Wednesday, sneak a peek every other Wednesday.
I love that. Well, now that you're saying that, I'm sitting here thinking, like, that'd be cool to put that on the real estate expert section of the website.
Yes.
For your sneak a peeks.
Yeah.
So people will know what's going on. That's really cool. Well, a lot going on here in Huntsville. You brought up the hurricane, and I know I'm just kind of, firing questions at you today. We didn't have a chance to really catch up. But, this hurricane came through, and a lot of folks having damage. We had considerable damage to our home. From your experience, you've been in this area, you've seen these type of storms come through before. What advice would you give to a homeowner, maybe, for future in preparation before these storms come in? Because I felt like I was prepared, but then when things happened, I was like, I really wasn't prepared. I mean, my family was safe, but I think there was still more that I could have done. What's maybe some advice you would give to folks who own a home that are, a storm may be coming their way?
Well, if you can afford it, I would get a Generac. The Generacs come on right away, automatic. You're really never without power, and your family can just continue to function. If you can't have that type of Generac, then get just the regular generators that you can. But that would be the first thing. And then also make sure your gutters are cleaned out before the storm. Because once, if your gutters are already filled and then the storm comes, that just makes a bigger mess. And so that would be another one. And then, of course, just your typical hurricane advisory of flashlights and things like that. But that's really, as far as your home, the Generac and making sure your gutters are cleaned out.
I learned something the hard way, and thankfully we have a very generous neighbor. We have no trees on our property, none. So I never thought I would have to deal with a tree damage on my own. And not only did one tree from my neighbor come, 2 trees came down from his property onto my house. Actually, it was so powerful that it came through the roof, had a branch hanging into the bedroom, had water pouring in. Luckily, we got the water before it got the carpet, so all that's fine. And so I immediately was like, oh, well, hope he has good insurance. And the law in the state, from what I understand, and now I've figured this out the hard way, is it's an act of God. As long as that tree was not dying or known to be diseased, it's not his responsibility, even though it came from his property. And so I say this, my neighbor is so generous. He said, look, I'll pay for 1/3 of the cleanup cost. Now, the problem is we still have a $5,900 deductible, which isn't that's a pretty large chunk of change. So we're navigating through that. But that's something to be on the lookout for. I never realized that. And now what I'm starting to see, and what worries me, when we have these soaking rains, these roots are so they're so stressed now from all of this water that these trees just aren't holding into the ground like they used to. I mean, they're just literally falling. Saw another one. I didn't even tell y'all, Rick and Kaye, as I drove out of the neighborhood, I noticed the trees. There was one that was hanging even lower down. I said, that thing's about to come down now, and it's going to come down on the street. So those are some things, too, I think, to be on alert
Check
for.
on your insurance. And it's funny that you mentioned that. There's a property in Forest Hills that I manage, and in a previous storm, not this one, but in a previous storm, same thing happened. The tree came down from the neighbor onto her property. Luckily, it didn't damage her home, but it did make a huge mess and some other things. And her neighbor was not quite as friendly to work with, and she had all the expense of getting that cleaned up. So, yeah.
And it's costly. It's not
very
cheap.
costly.
So. Well, friends, I want to encourage you, too, on days that we have Terri or even days that she's not here, feel free to send in questions for Terri, and we'll get to those during the show as well. Didn't have any this week, but you can always email us at hello@huntsvilletx.com. And, in fact, I just had this idea on that real estate expert section where you're listed. I'll put a contact form in there so people can reach out and ask questions. So when you come on, I think that would be great.
Oh, that would be fun.
Well, and if you have the other generator that you have to put gas in,
go
get the gas beforehand.
That's a good point, Kaye.
Have some gas in your garage. Put gas in your car. I mean, the nice thing about hurricanes is they let you know they're coming.
That's right. That's right.
We grew up in in Tornado Alley, and
They don't let you know they're coming.
don't necessarily know they're coming. They just form in the afternoon, and it's like, oh, here's a tornado. But at least with a hurricane, you can see it coming and forming. So you have plenty of time beforehand to fill up your car, to go get the gas for those generators that don't come on automatically, and get prepared.
That's where the Johnny Cash song started. It was, and I hear the train a-coming. It's, I'll see the hurricane a-coming right around the Gulf. That's how it started, Rick. Rick's like, please be quiet. But that's true, though. You got time to prepare, and that's where I was saying I felt like I was prepared. Our family was safe, but that was where I was going to go to, is I should have had some extra gas, because you need to make sure you have it, because everybody starts panicking. I'm not judging people. Maybe somebody was filling up gas tanks for other families. But I saw several vehicles, big, large trucks with huge 5, 10, 15-gallon tanks, and they were filling every one of them up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, great, there ain't going to be nothing left for the rest of us. And what did I do?
If they'd done that the week before the storm, then you still have time to get the trucks in with, refilling the gas stations. You still have the trucks coming. But once the storm is hit and you don't have the power, you're going to those few gas stations that do have power. Mm-hmm. And that caused a bit of a problem. And
I made the mistake of going to a well-talked-about gas facility here in Huntsville that's off the interstate, that's at an intersection, that's always $1 higher, that no one ever goes to. We all probably know where I'm talking about. Starts with the letter S, ends with a Y. And people were telling me that were there, they're like, man, they're really price gouging. I said, brother, they're always this high. And no one goes there, at least from Huntsville. Well, what did I do? I filled up my generator, because that was the only place that there wasn't lines of people.
That's right.
And guess what happened to my generator? Killed it. I had to take the whole thing apart, clean out the...
Kidding.
It's bad gas.
Bad gas?
Sounds like Roy D. Mercer. Well, it's bad gas is what it was. I had bad gas. And it messed up my generator, because I have a little one, man. We don't have the big one, and it messed it up. I had to go to Harbor Freight, buy a siphon out the gas, clean out the carburetor, had all this nasty varnish mess in it. And I know it wasn't like that before, because literally the thing died because it ran out of gas. I put this gas in. It runs maybe 45 seconds, and then it's all... It sounds like my belly at the end of the day. It's just sitting here popping, and I knew that's what it was. So I flushed it out. I put more, and I was like, no. And then, of course, after I flushed it out and do all this, I go to where I should have went in the first place, because there wasn't a line anymore. Over at Sunoco, over there. I go to that 7-Eleven all the time. Never had any issues. And things been running fine ever since, because I've used it again. And make sure I ain't got bad gas. Or what is that movie, Sling? Have you ever seen Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton?
I think a long time ago I did.
He was a real simple guy, and they're like, hey, Carl, come over here and take a look at this engine. What do you think's wrong with it? And this one guy's working on it, and he's trying to be all technical. And Carl's a very simple, like Forrest Gump type guy in this movie. That's who he is. And he comes over, and while this other guy's doing all this work, he unscrews the gas. It's a lawnmower repair business. Carl unscrews the thing, looks in it, starts pouring gas in it, and he goes, well, what's wrong with it? He goes, man, they got no gas in it. Sometimes it's the simple things in life. So make sure you got gas in the tank, and you'll be all right. Well, Terri, anything else that you wanted to let us know about before we let you go? It's been fun having you again today.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it. It's always nice to be here with Kaye and Rick. So.
Awesome. Well, again, more information online for Terri Coleman. She is our real estate expert, and I'm not just saying this because she's here, and she sponsors this once a month and has the section up on our website. Say it because I've known Terri long before we even had this idea to do this. Terri's been a friend. She's been in the industry for several decades. She knows what's going on in this community. And if you're somebody new that's thinking about moving to Huntsville, we've had a lot of folks, Terri, by the way, from the outside that watch the show now that say, we really get to see the good in Huntsville. We're thinking about moving there. Well, here you go. Here's the person that's going to help you move there. It's Terri Coleman. Visit her website.
And then we can take care of their children.
Yep. There you go. There's the real estate side of it. Here's the children's side. And if you got a business, here's the marketing side. So
got all three of us.
The trifecta will take care of you here in Huntsville. More information
online. The sweet tooth, Rick can take care of
there's the sweet tooth. Yeah, the sweet tooth, Rick Boehning over there. The candy guy. Over there, Rick Boehning of 0 Degree. So more information to get online, myrealtorterri.com. That is the website, myrealtorterri.com. Appreciate you, Terri. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I'm excited about next time I see you, what you're going to have on, what Max is going to buy you that you're going to be wearing next time.
No
Max,
arm twisting there. No, none of that.
Max is looking at me like, cut it out, man. All right, we're going to take a break. Rick will rejoin us when we come back. Want to remind you, keyword continues on. We're giving away some double Daves. All you got to do, Kaye, what's that word?
Pick a nick.
Pick Nick. Pick a Nick. Pick Nick? Better not pick. You better pick Rick.
Pick a Rick.
Pick Nick is the keyword along with your name on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line. That number 936-339-0139. We'll take a break. We'll continue it on as we continue here on this wonderful Wednesday. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Can't hear it.
Rick Candy. If you're a wrestler, your name would be Rick Candy.
You know what comes to mind when you say that?
The Undertaker and Rick Candy. It used to be WWF, and they got sued by the World Wildlife Foundation. Did you ever know that? Remember, it was WWF?
Yeah.
That's why they switched to WWE. Because for all these years, the Wildlife Foundation seemingly didn't have a problem with it. And then one day, someone said, we can sue them because they're probably making a ton of money now. And they had to change the name. They could no longer use WWF. World Wrestling Federation had to change to World Wrestling Entertainment. And that's where the WWE came from.
I didn't know that.
And joining us next week on the SmackDown, it's Rick Candy.
I'm not much of a wrestler.
He's bringing the kittles.
Yeah, put him into a sugar coma.
That's your signature move, the sugar coma. That's great. I like this, man. You hearing this? Who is it, McMahon or whatever? Is it Vince McMahon or whatever? He's the guy that runs that or something. You hear this, Vince? This is the guy you need.
No, you don't need
me. This is the guy you need. So, all All right, well, just got a text. Looks like water's leaking in the house again. So I'm trying not to get upset because it's very annoying. We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
So as soon as the show's over, I guess I've got to go run home and figure out why there's more water coming in the house. It's been a great couple of weeks.
Isn't it?
I say this not in a bitter way, but the law needs to change. I just don't think it's fair that something that's not part of your property damages your property and then you're the one that has to do it. I just don't. My grandpa taught me common sense. Common sense tells me that that doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean,
That's like
we've got trees next to us, and it's not like you can go over and cut them down so they don't fall on your house when they're...
Yeah, there's pine trees in the empty lot next to us, and they lean towards my house, and really worries me.
It should be that person next to your house. It should be their responsibility.
Well, we've contacted them, see if we could cut them down.
Or do
or
something
get them
about
to
them.
cut them down.
Yeah, and I won't get into this, but I'll mention this. It was years ago I was complaining about how healthcare changed in this country. I'm not getting political. I'm just saying. And I said, it's absolutely ridiculous that I used to pay $350 a month for health insurance pre-2008. Had wonderful, awesome coverage. I had almost $100,000 worth of medical procedures done. I paid $500 out of pocket. And then when all that happened, I lost all of that. And I'll never forget, I was talking to a lady, and she said, my policy, I can't afford it anymore because it went from $500, now they're wanting like $1,600 a month. I was like, there's no way I can afford that. This person told me, she said, well, it's your responsibility to be better with your finances, and you need to cut back and quit living a lifestyle that you can't afford so you can afford your health insurance now. And I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. One, I'm not living a lavish lifestyle. I have a small house, a little car. It was just me at the time. Maybe I got to get rid of my dog so I don't have to pay a few extra $100 a month to feed the dog. It just made no sense to me. And I just thought about that. There's some things, my grandpa taught me this, that common sense is an uncommon thing.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
And this is one of those things. I'm sitting here having to deal. It's just life. And I guess I'm complaining. I'm not trying to, but I'm making a statement that, once again, it's things outside of our control that I feel like it's not really my deal. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
And it's not the other person. I'm not knocking on I'm not saying anything negative on the neighbor. I love my neighbors. Great guy. But I'm sitting here thinking, you got to help. The other person's insurance should be taking care of that. That's the way, in my common sense mind, I would think why you have insurance, right? If you lived up on a hill, Rick, one of your Thunderbird cars, the brake accidentally disengaged out of your driveway and it decided to plow into my house, what then? Would you be responsible for it, or would I be responsible for that?
I think your insurance should have to pay to have my car fixed.
Uncommon thing. But am I right, though?
Yeah,
I mean, that would be
I would think that was my responsibility.
But I think there's probably some loophole that says, well,
What it is responsible people are now responsible for the irresponsible people.
Yeah, and by no means your statement, and I know you don't mean this, like, there was nothing irresponsible with my neighbor.
I'm not saying about that.
It's just a weird, random thing that happened. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'm the one that's having to figure out a way to come up with all this now. And there was nothing that I did. It was nothing. If those weren't there, I wouldn't be. Now I got water coming into the house again. I've got to come up with this huge deductible that obviously, not many people just have $5,900 laying around for a deductible. It's just, it is what it is. And here's the key. When you remain in faith, God will take care of it all. That's the one thing that is that's causing me right now to not go irate. Because the old me 10 years ago wouldn't have been good. But faith will keep you strong.
Well, the nice thing should be that you shouldn't have to come up with a new deductible.
For
it leaking this time.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Because it's from the same.
Well, and that's another thing on my insurance company too. They should have came out as quickly as I'm sure they're dealing with 1 million claims right now. But it's 3 weeks before somebody can come out. Do like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A knows how to open up a Chick-fil-A business. When they open up, they've got 40 extra people that they don't even need. They do it because they want to meet the needs of the people. If you know that there is a storm coming in, get all your people ready. And I'm sure that they do. I'm on the outside looking in. But people shouldn't have to wait 3 weeks to have somebody come out just to give you an adjuster to come out. That's absurd, in my opinion. But
well, I think
it is what it is.
Some of the problem with these trees falling and stuff is when they go in and clear cut. Like your property doesn't have any trees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those trees that are there, they had all their, I'll say friend trees, but they had all their trees around them.
They were holding hands.
That helped.
They were holding
the
hands.
roots interconnected and helped hold each other up. And so when you go in and you take out so many trees like that, then there's nothing to help support that tree. They need their friends just as we need our friends. And, out where we grew up, there's only like one tree for every 50 miles kind of thing, but that tree has to survive the wind and everything else. But
yeah, most of the trees lean off to the southwest.
Yeah. So, our trees, if they make it, they've got that strong root system because they're by themselves. But these trees in these forests, they don't have that because they're interconnected with all the other trees, and you start taking all the trees out, and then they don't have that support.
I just thought
they start falling after a while.
I thought of some Kaye's Wednesday wisdom. You're inspiring me. Think about your friends, and think about sometimes you need to lose friends. I mean, it's just obvious. There's things going on, and maybe you don't need to be a friend with that person anymore. But sometimes you do need your friends.
Yeah.
And you need good friends that are going to lift you up and encourage you. And if you choose to get rid of those friends, you don't have anybody to lift you up anymore, Kaye. You ain't got nobody holding your hand, just like those poor trees. So think about it, Kaye. You ain't got them no more. Ain't got no gas in it. I don't even have any idea.
It's okay. It'll be all right.
My brain is washed right now after I got that message earlier. I'm trying to remain focused. All right, let's head over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. Picnic, keyword. And we're going to be giving away some Double Daves today. All I'm thinking about is I got to get home and figure this out.
Yeah, I understand.
Let's go here. Let's go here. And we are going to let the randomizer. We've had 16 people text in. Check that out. And look at that. Look at that. Can you see that, Rick?
I cannot.
Perfect. Let's call him. Here we go. It's the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line.
Kaye can handle it. She can read it.
Here we go. You won. What? We'll have that music going.
Hello.
Have you been naughty or nice this year?
I've been more naughty than nice, probably.
I know who that is.
Have you checked your list twice?
Yes, I have.
And is your name on it?
Yes, it is.
So you're saying that you've been nice enough to get a Double Dave's gift certificate?
Well, I would hope so. I think I might have been.
I think you have been too. So
it's either that or Cole.
So I'm pleased to call you and tell you that you get a Double Dave's gift certificate.
Well, I sure appreciate that.
Double Dave's. It's Santa Saucier.
Double Dave's.
He was at Casa. I didn't get to take a picture with you, my friend.
I didn't either. I had to leave.
And now see,
well,
Santa, if Rick and I both sat on your knee, you'd be at the hospital this morning. Let's just be honest.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
It's all right.
We had a good time that night.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll take a picture with him at Lone Star Lights.
Yeah, we'll put a little wooden bench there next to your knees and make it look like we're sitting on your knees, but we're not. Okay, we'll do you a favor.
Okay.
It's Jamie Saucier, our winner today. Jamie, of course, did our sign back here from Saucier Woodworks, but he's also Santa Saucier. As always, Jamie, you've won before from us. We have that prize pickup any day, Monday through Thursday, over at First from 9 to 3, and we appreciate you very much. Courtesy of Double Dave's.
Well, I sure do. Thank you.
You bet. Kay's got a question for you.
What are you thankful for today?
Well, like always, God, family, and Huntsville.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, there he is, Santa Saucier. We love you, buddy. Appreciate you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Double Dave's. I think about that all the time. Hey, before we go, Kaye, I've got a few things. We have already said what today is. Jennifer Lopez turns 55 today. Do you realize that? J-Lo, 55. I know.
We all get older.
Not a fan, huh? All right, well, perfect. I don't even know. National Cousins Day. We know about that here. We'll name a celebrity. What is this? Is this something we can read? Is this some of these we can't read? Is this a family one? Kaye?
It's okay.
Which one? You want to read it? What was it?
Linda Carter.
Okay.
Linda Carter, TV's original Wonder Woman, is 73 today. There's a lot less wondering these days. As a special treat, she plans to go out and buy a new Wonder Bra.
Wow. That was rude.
All right, National Cousins Day. I'm going to name a celebrity. You tell us their equally famous cousin. Are you ready, Rick? Kaye and I can see this.
I cannot do this.
Jerry Lee Lewis. Famous cousin of Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Jimmy Swaggart.
Well, good enough.
Celine Dion.
No idea.
Madonna. Ninth cousin, once removed. I don't understand how those
Ninth cousin?
I don't know how those work. Mickey Gilley.
I think you're probably my ninth cousin.
Come on now.
I have no idea.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
So I wonder if Mickey Gilley is related to Jimmy Swaggart then.
I guess.
Or is it on the other side of the family?
I don't know. Former President George W. Bush. I didn't know this one. A little nepotism in office back in the day. He had Colin Powell in there. That's his cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but very distant, but really is his cousin. Can you believe that? President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Eleanor.
Not the cousin.
I didn't know, honey. One time I was going to date a girl, and then my mom was like, I think that may be your cousin. Turns out it was. We didn't date. We never kissed, thank goodness. But it was like this weird, like, family tree, like, straggling branch that was out there. And, yeah, we didn't date, thank goodness. Check your genealogy. It's very important.
If you're a fourth cousin once removed, I think you're far enough away from each other.
Well, if we go back far enough, we're all related.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, President Ulysses S. Grant, fourth cousin once removed to President Franklin D. Roosevelt. So there are some of your people. Things you need to know today. A few things. Celine Dion, we talked about earlier. She's going to make a comeback performance on stage at the Paris Olympics. I'm actually looking forward to the Olympics. Are you going to watch any of them start kicks off? Golly.
I have to work.
You're not going to put it on the background while you're making the kittles?
No. Don't have a TV in my office.
All right, well, she's going to be there at the opening performance on Friday. What's new this week? Go to your nearest post office. You can buy the new Alex Trebek Forever stamps.
How old is Alex Trebek?
Alex Ford, 500. Debuted on Monday on what would have been his 84th birthday.
Oh.
Can you believe that? Wow. I'll take Alex Trebek for 400, please. Jeopardy's not the same. I don't watch it at all anymore without that guy. There's a ton of stuff. We're not going to get to all of them. The big one, though, President Biden will address the nation today to explain why he dropped out of the presidential race. Snoop Dogg has announced on social media that he'll be carrying the torch, the Olympic torch. How about that, Rick? He'll be carrying it ahead of the Olympic Games on Friday. Snoop Dogg. Ba-da-da-da-da. I'm the one and only torch carrier. Snoop Dogg. A few things you need to know. Also, today's impossible question. The best time to do this is at 4 p.m. What is it? Best time to do this.
Nap.
Well, it's always a good time for that. Kaye, did you see the answer? Best time to do this at 4 p.m. is the best time to do this. 4 o'clock every day. Not in the morning, but in the evening. 4 p.m.
Eat supper.
Spray for insects. Spray for bugs. I guess that's when they start to come out. I don't know. 4 o'clock, get out your bug spray. All right, that'll wrap it up. It's been a weird show today.
It has been.
Not y'all, just weird things going on in my head, worrying about stuff that I shouldn't have to worry about. So,
anyway. 90% of stuff you worry about never happens.
Except this did, because I got a text message that this is happening right now.
And you need to go take care of it.
Yeah, so I started thinking, I have equipment under the... Anyways, it's all good. That'll wrap it up here. Before we go, anything else, Kaye, that's on your mind today?
No, when you do move your car seats, make sure it doesn't move afterwards.
Yeah, that was something, a more Wednesday wisdom. Kaye said if you have the money to it, get another car seat so you're not having to move them. We don't have the money to. So there's a strap that goes on the back that is because there's the 2 that clip in on the car seat, but there's also a strap, and a lot of people forget that strap. So make sure you get that strap.
But if you can move that seat at all, it's not put in right.
It ain't doing its job. I ain't got no gas in it. All right, that'll wrap it up. Hey, I want to tell you on a very serious note, though, our 2 children, for those of you that may be joining us that are new, our 2 children go to Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools. They're excelling. They're doing great. If you are looking for a place for your child, especially in that early childhood development, Tomorrow's Promise is the place to be. From the time they're born till the time they start growing up, Kaye and her staff does such a wonderful job really instilling educational values in children through the Montessori method. Children are doing hands-on activities. Braylon comes home every day. In fact, she don't want to leave half the time now. I tell you this every show, but she doesn't. The teachers there, Miss Gloria, Miss Caitlin, all of them, they do such a wonderful job with our children. And I can say this not because they are here and they sponsor this show, but I've known Rick and Kaye long before anything with this ever happened, and they really will take care of your children at Tomorrow's Promise. And if there's something that comes up, look, things come up everywhere. If there's something that does come up that concerns you, all you got to do is talk. And they're going to address that, and they'll make sure that it's right. And that's what you guys have done for us.
Well, Braylon was at Children's House way before you started this program.
Yeah, long time before. And so we appreciate Tomorrow's Promise. The Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is a huge resource that provides books through the Tomorrow's Promise Educational Foundation. And Tomorrow's Promise, by the way, is a 501c3 nonprofit. They provide books to children 0 to 5. So a chance for 60 books, 1 per month. Over 40,000 books now, almost 50.
Almost 50,000.
Almost 50,000 books have been given out to children here. But that comes at a cost, and that's why there's events that Kaye has that you hear about all the time, and we're going to continue to promote, such as Unleash Your Imagination, coming up here very soon, in a month. UnleashYourImagination.org for more information. Stay on the lookout on HelloHuntsvilleTX.com as well. As part of y'all's ongoing sponsorship here on this show, of course, we'll continue to promote that, and we'll put it out all over social media so folks know they can get involved. Still some sponsor opportunities available, right?
Yep.
So UnleashYourImagination.org for all the information. And don't worry, Rick will be there, but he's not going to make a scene.
Can't promise anything.
Can't promise that one. The no dancers this year. No square dancers this year. Except Rick, right?
I'm a round dancer.
Do y'all do Cotton Eye Joe in there? Hey, Cotton Eye Joe. Where did you come from? Remember that one?
Do a little polka, too.
Gosh, definitely not. Do you remember that? Where did that song come from? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? A Cotton Eye Joe.
I remember doing it. Used to do it.
I wonder who Cotton Eye Joe was. I want to look that up. I've never researched him. Well, that's old Cotton Eye Joe lived down over there at the end of the street. Put some gas in it. All right, that'll wrap up. My sister says we're going to square. I ain't square dancing with you, sister. Sorry, I love you, but we ain't doing that.
Is she going to come? Is she going to come to Lasso?
You better come, Rebecca, if you can. She's been coming a lot here to Huntsville, so appreciate it. All right, well, that'll wrap it up. I got to get home and patch the roof. We love y'all, Rick and Kaye. Appreciate all that you do in the community. More information online at tomorrowspromise.info. That'll wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow as we are on with Jason Bay. So looking forward to having that. Jason Bay will be with us tomorrow, First Baptist, and we will have Roxanne Moss with us. She is with the American Legion. I'm going to go out there today and get a tour of the American Legion. Never been out there. So she's going to give me the grand tour today.
I need to go out there and join up.
Yes, sir. You can come out there with me today. You want to come with me today to the tour?
I've got to do stuff.
Sounds like a joke. All right. All right. That'll wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7:30. Until then, reminding you that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We do need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until next time, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it 7:30 tomorrow. See you, Rick and Kaye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.